What's your name? What's your name? Is everybody? Ooh, that's different.
Hey, everybody. This is Big Jeff
It's Shanita.
coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Production with the #1 show in the land.
Nothing
Nothing
but
but
the
the truth.
truth.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody had a good and safe and prosperous Friday.
Yep,
And this
yeah.
is a weekend to remember. We got a lot of things going on. You know, the weekend starting tonight. We got the NBA Finals.
Oh,
You know, that's game 2 taking place tonight. And hopefully everybody done got your bets in and got your popcorn ready, your chips ready, your hoagie sandwich ready, and anything else you need to get ready. Your drink on, your smoke on, whatever. So you can enjoy this game tonight. Hopefully it's going to be a blast for San Antonio. For the Spurs to, make this thing even. All right. Hope y'all had a good Friday. Hope everybody that went to work today, hope you had a successful day at work. And those of us who didn't go to work today, hope you had a successful day doing something positive. All right. So today's show, um, is gonna be a blast, and hopefully, we want some call-ins. We want some people. We want some of you all to call in if you want to. Just feel free to call in and put your input on what the topic of today's show is about. All right, today's show, the topic is what's your value to your relationship shown by your better half. All right, it's what's your value to your relationship shown by your better half. All right, and what I mean by that is opposite of what it say. What do your better half show you to make you feel like what your value in your relationship is? Okay, and for example, if your better half only responds or only react on things that has something to do with them, what do that mean to you? How do that make you feel that you are valued on their behalf? All right. Now, if are you just a casualty? Are you there for financial stability? Are you there for sexual reasons, or are you there for just simply comfort? How do your better half make you feel you are valued in the relationship? All right. So we all have that moment where the better half can sometimes make you feel some kind of way. That's why we have those conversations. On how do you feel about me, and what am I to you? That's basically what you're asking them. What's my value in this relationship to you?
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're making me feel some kind of way. You're making me feel as if this relationship is not about us. On a together note, on a being as one note. And this is for relationships as marriage, shacking, however you want to call it. You all are in a relationship. So ask your better half that. Ask the question. And let them understand that you're asking that question because they're making you feel like that. I have talked to people who have gave me those type of ideas, who have made me feel some kind of way as far as, they ask, what do you do? Now I have had women that ask me sometimes, how would you handle, your man, a man if they just, how do you handle a man when they just, want to just come by and, they want to smoke with you and then have sex and then get the hell on and all that old type of shit. So, that's your value to them. That's your value. You got guys who'll go a little deeper. They might take you to a movie. You do have dinner in a movie. You know, and then, hey, it's your time to serve me to them. You know what I'm saying? And that made me, when we was having these conversations, that made me think about a movie that my daughter used to have me looking at when she was small. One of my daughters used to have me looking at this movie, and it made me think about that movie. And the movie I had to call them and ask her and her mother, what was the name of that movie so that I can see it. And the name of the movie was called Joanna Man. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my daughter's favorite little movies when she was small. And I thought about the scene in there when the ball players was in their little room, hotel room, and they was talking about men and this, that, and the other. And they was actually speaking on how some men, how they do when they go out on a date with a woman and what their motives be. So, it's amazing how things in life, you see it on a movie, and then when you actually see it in real life, or you hear about people that's going through it in real life, and the question be raised, about it. So that therefore lets you know that this is not something that's new. It's been going on. It's just our time to live it. So what is your value? How do you feel about your value in your relationship that's shown to you by your better half? And that go both. I'm saying both ways, on his side and her side. So let's raise that question. All right, Shanita, how you feel about that? Yeah, that one heavy right there. That one heavy right there.
That one heavy right there. It depends on the person. Depends on the circumstance. It depends on, I don't know.
They kind of take you back to this right here. The old, y'all know I'm good at the metaphors. Hey man, I respect it. The way you meet them, the way you keep them.
No, they say the way you get them is the way, something like that, like you said.
The way you meet them, that's how you.
The way you meet them, the way you lose them, the way you got them, or something like that. Like if you take somebody else's partner, they say the way you got them is the way you lose them, something to that effect.
That too.
But that means like if you take a married person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, you saying it right.
Right.
But that's a different metaphor. The metaphor I'm speaking on is the way you get that girl is how you gonna have to keep that girl. All right. Now, the way you lose them can also be the way you got them. All right. Which goes to what you're saying. If you meet them on what we're going to say deceitful meanings, you're going to lose them on deceitful meanings. Because if you meet a person and you married or you in a relationship and you start doing what y'all call cheating. I hate that word in a relationship. But if you're doing what they call cheating, and you go out with the woman that you cheating with, and you met her on deceitful notes, meaning you deceived her, or she could have deceived you, either or you could have deceived each other. However, it's a fake relationship. Because you went into that relationship on game, on mischief, on deceit, on lies. Ain't nothing about you and that person going into a relationship being honest. Everything is dishonest. So if you later on say, well, you leave your man and I'm gonna leave my woman and we gonna have a relationship. You need to sit down and think of how you met this person and how you got this person. Do you actually think the both of you are gonna ever trust each other
And have a successful
and have a
relationship.
successful relationship?
Some people are delusional enough to believe that.
You know, because just like Shanita say, you met me like that. Y'all met each other like that. So guess what? That's 99% of how y'all gonna wind up leaving each other alone in the end. Because the trust is never gonna be honest. Well, it's never gonna be taken honest, put it like that. And it might wind up being honest.
Do you think that normally happens though? If you get a relationship the wrong way, that it doesn't last? You think 9 times out of 10 it won't last?
It's not gonna last. It's not, and even if it does last, I'm gonna say it like this. Even if it does last, right? It's gonna last more on force than honesty. So you still at spot one. And when I say on force, when I say by force, I mean now the deceit has gotten to where you all are together, and now y'all are dependent upon each other for certain things. So before both of you all say, well, we just gonna walk away, y'all gonna think about now what this show is about, the value of that person in the relationship. Which it might be, okay, well, he do pay the bills. You know, I can come to a household and this, that, and the other, you know, or vice versa. She pay the bills, I can come on to a household and, you know, I can be at peace or this, that, and the third, but I don't have to be active in the relationship no more. And eventually, it's going to end anyway. But at that time, you're not in a position to move on. So you tolerate it. You tolerate it. Because now you actually know what your value in the relationship is. Because now, guess what? Your better half is showing it. Because you're not active in anything else but that.
Okay.
Make it make sense.
It makes sense.
Gotta make it make sense. You know, so you say, well, okay then, now it becomes, our relationship becomes just us. You do you, I'ma do me. Okay, we just gonna keep the respect to where we don't bring it home.
You know, I've learned to never say never. What
Never
you
say
won't
never.
do.
Never say never.
You know, I've learned that. I learned that the hard way, you know. And that was with the help of Miss Tangi. Shout out to Miss Tangi.
Shout out to Miss Tangi.
I hadn't talked to her. I got to call Miss Tangi. But, yeah, I learned that the hard way to just never say never anymore. I don't say what I wouldn't do.
Because you never know.
Yeah, you just.
You can be put in a position to where you will have to do something that you say that you think you would never do.
Right. Because when we got married, when you get married, because I'm not married anymore, but when I was married, you go into your relationship, oh, we're not going to say the D word. We're never going to do this. We're never going to get divorced. And, you know, hey, stuff happens.
Stuff happens. And 9 times out of 10, it happens because, and I don't want to sound prejudice in this manner, but it's accurate. It's an accurate belief, man. And it 9 times out of 10 it comes from two things. Your woman being involved with other women who go home by themselves, sleep by themselves, go out by themselves or with you when they can get you to come out, this, that, and third. And then, it goes to misery, love, company. Because you sitting around listening to these miserable women, and at that time that you listening to these miserable women speak on men and what they won't do and what they will do and what they might do, not understanding that these women can't wait to have a man beside them. They're going to forget your ass because they're going to be into their relationship. So they take you out of your relationship by making you believe in what they're talking about.
I'm telling you, they'll do it in a minute.
And then you take that shit home.
Right.
And the man has to deal with it.
No, it could be the other way around too.
And
now.
vice versa. Hey, and vice versa.
Vice versa.
You know what I'm saying? You got some men who fall into that same slump.
Yup.
And majority of the time it be because it seems like when you have those conversations, and I want everybody to really think about this. Mm-hmm. It seems like when you and your friends or whoever, comrades or whoever, have those conversations, it's always when you and your better half going through something. For some odd reason, it always happens like that.
When you have a conversation with who?
With your friends.
I mean,
In the outer circle, and they have that type of conversation. What I'm saying, when y'all have that type of conversation about your man and your woman and relationship,
I do. I get mine when I get my hair done.
It seems like people are always going through something. What I'm saying is, when you get those conversations,
but
you can go to the hair salon anytime.
Right, but I don't necessarily
talking about relationship. And then as soon as you and your better half done had a misunderstanding or y'all mad at each other about something, you go to the beauty salon or you go to your mama house or you go around your friends or whoever, and that be the conversation that day. And now some of y'all are sitting there like, well, damn, no, damn, why we having this conversation? You know what I'm saying? How we get on this conversation? And it's just like going to church on Sunday. You ain't been to church in a month of Sundays. And then you go to church because you done had an argument with your better half. So, well, I'm going to go to church and pray about it. And the preacher talking about relationship that Sunday. And you sitting there saying, damn, is he talking to me? You know what I'm saying? It just happens like that. It be like that. A lot. And you go home and say, well, dog, baby, I was in church today. You know what the Rev talked about? Relationships. I felt like he was talking to me. It happens like that all the time, man. All the time. You know what I'm saying? So, we just got to be more strong-minded.
Right.
To understand the people who we have these type of conversations with. I don't want to have a conversation about relationship with 5 single men.
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my woman to have a conversation about relationship with 5 single women. That's not a conversation you can relate to. Because you in a relationship. So how can you speak on women having their opinions about being in a relationship or how men are or this, that, and the third, and you're in a relationship with a man?
It depends. It depends on the person, because the best teacher, what people say, is from experience. So if you have a lady that has been married, that can share wisdom. Now, some of them will tell you wrong information and get you off track. Or like you said, pure jealousy. Some of them could be jealous. They don't got nobody at home, so they gonna tell you to leave your man, and then you be looking here looking crazy. So you just gotta choose. You know, you gotta pray and seek God or whoever your higher power is, and
That's
you
why I say
know,
you have to be mindful of who you're talking to.
yeah, you gotta be mindful of who you're
Got
talking
to.
to, who you
Got
sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know,
what are the um, what do you call it? Your boundaries.
that's
Like,
right.
you know.
Everybody got a boundary. But in your relationship, you and your partner should already have that discussion about the boundaries of the outside.
It depends on
You know
what
what I'm
type
saying?
of
You got-
relationship. You might have a
No,
situation.
you don't supposed to bring conversation that you have outside the household into your relationship. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like I say, the opinion of other people shouldn't make you think some kind of way about your relationship.
Thank you. And when it does,
You know
that's
what
the
I'm saying?
problem.
That's a problem.
If you can listen to someone and it can make you change your mind about your relationship and without talking to your partner,
That means you're not fully committed to that relationship.
that part. That's true.
You're not fully committed. You know what I'm saying? So you need to check yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because now that's an excuse you use.
I agree with that.
That's an excuse. You know, especially when y'all get to saying, well, Shanita said this. I don't give a damn what Shanita said. Don't bring it in my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
Whatever you talk to them about, you keep that between them. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not good to tell your better half that somebody else was right about something that's going on with you.
What? No, with y'all.
You understand?
Right.
Because now you're going to make it us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna make it us. Because I wasn't there. I didn't hear the conversation. Maybe they might have said it a different way and you took it the wrong way. I don't know.
Or
So-
what if they told you one thing and then called
And-
me and told me another thing, and then we're not on the same page?
Thank you. So you cannot let the outside come
Influence
into your household.
relationship. Preach.
You can't do that. You know.
You preaching now.
So, you know, and sometimes I listen to a lot of young ladies, a lot of women talk about their relationships that they have been in or are in and this, that, and the third. And then they'll say, well, I don't need no man to sleep with me. I can sleep by myself. You're a damn lie. You right. You can sleep by yourself.
Tell you what my grandmama said. My grandmama never told me no foolishness like that. My grandmother always said a woman needs a man's touch, and she ain't never
Damn
lied.
right she do. You damn right she do.
You-
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, we can sleep by ourselves for so long, but we get lonely. You gonna get lonely.
Right.
If you don't get lonely, you're not human. You're not human if you don't get lonely. If you can say out your mouth, I don't get lonely, something wrong with your ass.
Exactly.
Something is terribly wrong with you. You know, ain't that many toys in the sex store that can satisfy you, that can satisfy your needs or his needs without having the actual person right there beside you. So, you know, and I get so sick of hearing women saying, I can enjoy my entire life. Yeah, you probably can. But it's not gonna last forever. You ain't gonna enjoy it forever. You gonna want that next person.
Right.
You know, so, you know, let's stop fooling ourselves, man. You know, we're being made to believe a lot of nothing is real. And I'm not blaming nobody for it. I'm blaming everybody for not being open-minded to think that this just ain't the way, man. This is not the answer to the problems. You know, your better half means something. If a woman and a man laying next to each other every day, it means something. So how can you say it don't mean anything if it's not there? The hell of it don't. It means a lot. It means a lot. You know, and if it didn't mean anything, you wouldn't spend 22 hours out of 24 hours on your damn telephone looking at shit. What y'all think that? Why y'all think y'all do that? It ain't because ain't no people be on the internet with doing crazy stuff and doing. Hell, I done seen a lot of people looking at their phone and they looking at women looking at the women. You know, women dancing, women in dazzling outfits and all type of shit, and they looking at it. But you sleep with a man? So what the hell on your mind? You know, you looking at men, you looking at all type of shit. For that amount of time in a day, for you to do that for that amount of time in a day, 22 hours, 20 hours, 15 hours, for you to be into a telephone for that length of time, you can't have too much interest in your better half. And that's vice. I'm talking about that go for both people. It's some men who can't stay off their damn telephones. You go in some restaurants, man, and it's sickening. This shit is sickening. You go in a restaurant, the restaurant full of couples, and every couple in the building looking down at their damn phones.
So what do you think? You think when you get home you should put the phones down?
Hey man, when you go in the house, everything should go down. Even her ass and your ass. Everything should go down.
Well, I think, yeah.
Find something to do to enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, I think when I'm in a relationship, I am on social media much less than when I'm not. So yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Find something to do. If you can play a game on the telephone, you mean to tell me you can't go in the house and play a game with somebody? Shit, go buy you some board games. The same games you play on the internet, they sell them in the store. Same games. Go get it. Get the game. Take it in the house. Tell, hey, baby, we're going to play this game tonight. Mm-hmm. If they don't know how to play it, teach them. They learn when they on the internet playing it. Teach them. But learn how to enjoy each other's company when you're in the household together.
That's true.
So, what's your value? What is our value to the relationship? So when we do that, things will probably be 100% better. Cause I know everybody get tired of going home, being in the house with your better half, and y'all have more conversation on a telephone than you do in person.
Yeah, I don't think I've had that problem ever.
Make it make sense.
I mean, yeah.
You mean to tell me you can have a better conversation with me by us texting each other than you can for us sitting right in each other's face?
Yeah, that's great.
So what's the value? That's a value being shown right there. Yeah, home, I can live with you, but I don't need to talk to you like that. Really? That's how you feel? I would never in my life date another woman who looks at her phone more than she do me.
Whoop.
Never. Never. That's a bad relationship. That's a bad relationship. You know, if your phone mean more to you than the man that lay beside you or the woman that lay beside you, you got a problem. I like looking at my girl. I love looking at my girl walk through the house, lay down, do sit-ups, push-ups. I don't give a damn what she doing. I love looking at my girl. I love talking to my girl. Whatever me and my girl do, I love it.
Preach.
So when that shit stop or slow down or slack up or however you want to put it, I got a problem with that. I'm thinking something wrong.
Yeah.
I ain't thinking that's normal. I'm thinking something is wrong with this picture. You know, our relationships start off good. They need to continue to be good. You know, what do y'all, you know, some people I hear a lot of people say, well, I had a young lady say this the other day. Well, you get used to people and this, hey man, when you feel like you done got used to your better half to where it's no interest, you better create some shit. You better use your imagination.
Right.
That's what it's for. It's called spontaneous. You better get the spontaneous.
Better get creative.
You understand?
Have
shit?
those conversations though.
Write
those
it
are
down.
those are the conversations you gotta have before you get married. I don't want to
So-
learn stuff like that. But, you
Later
know,
on.
yeah.
No, we
like
need to do this now.
you know what kind of person you marry.
You're supposed to.
I'm trying to think of what happened today, and somebody said something,
You know.
and
so
I was like, you knew what type of person you were marrying. You knew.
definite.
You knew
Definitely.
beforehand. So
And then sometimes some people can paint a good picture too, Shanita.
that is true.
Some people is good at deception.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have done it so much,
Mm-hmm.
it's a part of them.
That's true.
So it's some people who can really deceive you and make you think some shit until they get you in that position,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
and then start showing another color.
Right.
Now that can't happen. It's some people that good, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, that happened with me and my baby daddy.
You know,
My daughter's father, his wife, the whole 2 years before they dated, before they got married, we was getting along fine. I have no issues with her. The day of the wedding is when the problems start.
she turned into that Rottweiler.
That heifer turned to Drusilla.
Cause she got the prize now.
I'm like,
She don't need to go along with the program no more. She got the prize now.
man, my baby loved her before then. Oh, my baby loved her. But now,
You know, so, hey man, leopards don't change their spots.
so that's very true. People can switch up on you
They can, man.
and change.
It's part of the act.
Right.
You know, some people play the role good enough to get what they
you.
want, and then you know it goes left on you.
That's true right there now.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got to. That's why you got to get the values of you being in a relationship with a person. You gotta start figuring it out ASAP. You know, even if you have to ask the question, what do I mean to you? What am I to you? However you want to put it. You know, what is our relationship based on? On your behalf.
Oh, where's this going?
You know, that's basically what you're saying when you say that. Where's this going? That's what you're saying. What is my value to this relationship? On your behalf. Because you showing me, you saying one thing, but you showing something different.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so there, you know, it shows. That's why we ask those kind of questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she asked the questions, you ask the question. Anytime you start questioning your relationship, it's time to sit down and get that pen and that paper and draw some shit out.
But do you believe that no answer is an answer?
Yeah. No answer is always an answer.
Yep.
Because if we're in a relationship, just like we'll say to each other, we can't say no to each other about nothing. Okay? So if I ask you a question, or you ask him a question, and they get silent, they're saying no.
That's true. I think so.
They're saying no. Because it's no question that you shouldn't be able to ask your better half. No questions. Whether they give you the truth or a lie, it's no question that shouldn't be answered by your better half when you ask the question. I don't give a damn you ask them, did you tie your shoe today? Yeah, I tied it. Not hold your damn feet up and let me see it. Did you tie your shoe today? Yeah, cause see you can hold it up and show it to me, but that don't mean your ass tied it. So, I want to hear it out your mouth because see, your word's supposed to be your bond. So if your word ain't your bond, I'ma know because of the way you answer the question. Sometimes we don't understand that when we're asked questions by our better halves, the way that we answer those questions, that automatically lets them know that you on some bullshit.
I'm telling you.
You understand? Because if we having a conversation and we talking regular, and then I ask you a question and your voice go high,
Oh.
it's something you need to talk to me about. It's something we need to talk about. Because the conversation's supposed to always stay at that same level.
Right. Don't raise your
When
voice.
you're having a conversation.
Exactly.
But as soon as you ask a question that hit that nerve, that voice gonna go high. Or it's gonna get shaky. Now, dead giveaway number 3 is when you ask a question and their voice don't get high, but it gets super low to where they damn near mumbling. You gotta say, what you say? I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. You gotta talk a little louder. That's the full of shit routine too. That they don't want to answer.
Right.
Because understand, you got to always understand the fact that you are talking to your spouse. You are talking to your better half. So the conversation should never be.
It should always be respectful.
It should never be a response that's not able to be said.
Right. And I think
To where you
it
can
goes
hear
to a
it.
maturity level too. I think some people are just immature in their behavior, in their conversation, just immaturity.
No, that's deception. If you can talk to me about a damn video game, and we don't have a problem, and we talk about our relationship and have a problem, that ain't got shit to do with maturity.
No, I'm saying your response is
Your
like,
response, now your response can be an immature response, but you doing it just cause though.
okay,
Cause you know how to answer.
I'm gonna give you an example of a situation
You know how to answer.
I just had actually yesterday. Hold on a second.
You know how to respond. Cause if I'd have said, I'm finna give you $10,000, let you go on a spending spree, goddamn, I bet you'll respond like you supposed to then.
Okay, look what he texted me. Wait a minute. What you doing? I said, really? He was like, what? Because he had asked me to go out on Saturday. But I believe he had an attitude because I had another event with Jen. I went to that event. So I said, oh, text him, right? And my argument, yeah,
Yeah.
That's immaturity.
Yep. Yeah, but see that and then that can also be this too, Shanita. That can also be I wasn't comfortable with what happened. So I don't know how to actually talk to you right now because I know you feeling some kind of way about what I did. You get what I'm saying? So to avoid the conversation, think about it. What you doing? What you mean with them? I ain't heard from you since, you understand, Monday Sundays. Why would you be concerned about what I'm doing when you ain't worried about what I was doing when we supposed to been doing something?
Okay.
You understand? It's just like you in a relationship. The relationship ends, right? And 3 months go by, and then the person that you was in a relationship with texts you, and you looking at the text like, why this person, reaching out to me, and then you ask them, why are you texting me, or they call you and you say, what made you call me? And they say some shit like this. I just wanted to see how you were doing. Are you damn serious? So I can relate to you saying it's immature,
It is.
saying it's immature. That's an excuse. They just want to, they really be testing your temperature. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's all. They checking the temperature, man, to see are you still in your feelings about what they didn't do, or what they didn't respond to, or how they didn't react to something. You feel what I'm saying? So the time lapse is what's supposed to make you get over it, as we say.
Make me get over you.
So yeah, a lot of that be excuses, man. And they can't, ain't nothing else, you can't say nothing else. It's just like a man or a woman getting caught up.
You can say something. You can say, I apologize. That's it.
But guess what? When it's not in you like that, and you ain't never had to do it, that's the last thing you're going to think about.
Well,
you say, I apologize.
And that comes with the maturity level of the people that you deal with. You deal with a certain person on a certain level, for me, that's not okay, But
I don't know you. I don't know you like that to even assume that. Because I'm at you on a deceptional base. I'm trying to deceive you to be with me. Mm. And you making me prove my manhood. And I can't prove it. Because I ain't never had to prove it before. Normally, the female that I'm trying to get just go along with the program. And I'm good.
I believe that. Yeah, definitely for him.
They used to that.
Yeah.
Men get used to that.
Definitely. That's definitely true for him.
So it's a lot that come with that. You know what I'm saying? Some guys just don't, I told some young ladies when I was talking to them the other day, yesterday, matter of fact, about how we as men don't express ourselves to our woman enough, to let her know how we really feel. We keep it bottled up because of pride and ego. We feel like it's weak for a man to tell a woman, how in the hell is it weak for you to tell your better half how you feel? You ain't talking to a stranger, you talking to the person that you're in a relationship with. Mm-hmm. They supposed to know how you feel. They're supposed to know how you think. They're supposed to know what affects you in the relationship. Because that's how you find out what your damn value in your relationship is from your better half. It's acknowledged and shown. We good at saying action speaks louder than words. Okay, so which one would you rather hear? Would you rather see the action? Or do you just want to hear the words without the action? Which one? I want both.
I'm saying both, definitely.
Shit, I want both.
Both.
One is not better than the other. They good together. They good together. The action and the words is damn good together when they're shown together. Because we as we can say, well, you can make your mouth say anything. You damn right. You can make your actions say some wrong shit too, cause you ain't got to mean it. Cause you come home and give her dozen roses after y'all done had an argument. That don't mean your ass sincere.
Exactly.
All you did was gave her a dozen roses and said, "Baby, I'm sorry." No, we gotta have a conversation because our difference is still in the air. The difference in the dispute is still is lingering. The roses or the gift don't close that out. Conversation close that out. We used to have a metaphor we said a long time ago. Conversation rule the nation, baby. You gotta talk about it. You gotta get understanding so we can be on the same page. That's how you be shown your value in your relationship from your better half. That's how you show your relationship. Show the value of your better half in your relationship. The same way. You in it together. How can you say you want to be with a person forever and then act as if they're not there? You act as if what y'all do is not important. You act as if anything that goes on with you all is secretive. What you want to be with them forever at? Shit, you make that make sense.
Exactly. Make it make sense. That's your word.
Make that make sense. We can't have a conversation, but you want us to be together forever?
No. Well, I got different situationships going on, so
Situationships.
I can't even.
Shanita's a player, y'all.
I'm really not. I'm not a player, but what I'm not gonna do is let somebody play with me. Like, don't think you finna boo me up and we ain't really booed up. And then that's closing off my options, but you still doing what you want to do because we're not official. And that's the excuse you say, so no. You're not going to have me just being all into you if you're not into me on the same level.
On the same level. It go both ways.
Period.
It go both ways. I asked a question yesterday, right? And I'm finna ask everybody this question. I'm finna ask everybody this question. And please answer. If you feel like if you want to answer. If you don't, then I want you to think about it and take it to your better half. Ask this question to somebody. If you meet a woman and you talk, or if you meet a person and you talking to them for 6 months before y'all get together, and on that 6 month, 3 days, y'all go out on a date. Y'all talk, mix, mingle, go out on a date, go to a dinner, the movies, probably dancing or whatever the case might be, just having an enjoyable night. Mm-hmm. And both of you all agree to be intimate with each other. And she says to the man, the woman says to the man, or the man says to the woman, I'm going to wear protection. Mm-hmm. Okay? At what time, okay, you do it then, you wear protection. Then a week later, y'all decide to get back together again, and you got to wear protection again. On what time in that relationship do you think that the protection supposed to not be of value anymore?
That's a hard one because honestly, for safety, you're supposed to use protection if you're not in a monogamous relationship with that person, right? I mean,
You
supposed to.
Okay, you supposed to. Do you really supposed to?
But do people do it? To each his own, you know?
Now 6 months. Now don't forget, we've been talking for 6 months. Here it is, 6 months later, we decide to go out on a date. Then we decide to be intimate with each other. First round, we use protection. Second round, we use protection. At what time in the relationship do we go away from protection? Or should we go away from protection?
You're grown. You got to make those decisions. You both make those decisions on what you're going to do.
Now, I had some people that said that answer yesterday, right? They said, well, it depends, cause if she want, some of the guys said if she wanna wear protection, keep wearing protection, this, that, and other, then yeah, you supposed to respect that, and you supposed to this, that, and third. That's right.
I believe that.
That's right. Then some of the guys said, well, you know, I don't know, cause you know, I ain't gonna keep on wearing protection and did that and third, you know. So okay, cool. Now, the women said, well, he gonna have to wear protection till I say this and till I say, okay, but you know, they got a thing called slip and slide.
Ha!
You know, that men do sometimes. You know, we do the slip and slide where we'll slide it, we'll slip it at you and then slide it off. So, you know, so, cause we done made up in our mind.
This you ain't gonna wear.
This our girl. This my girl now.
So
I ain't trying to wear that.
So, like guys, so that's what you say in your mind. If you're not wearing it,
Yeah,
you think that's your girl.
that's your
Even
girl.
if y'all
That's
ain't
my
made no
girl.
commitment.
Don't make no difference. That's my girl. We sleeping together now. This my girl. Now, my answer, Big Jeff answer was on the first shot. I'm not wearing one. Cause I've been talking to your ass for 6 months, baby. All the discussion we done had for 6 months, you been my girl. Shit, the only thing we haven't done was got together. But you my girl. I'm respecting you. I'm taking you out. I'm doing shit with you. I'm probably doing something for you, the whole 9 yards. You are my girl. So when both of us decide to give in to each other, that's part of the relationship, baby. That's part of the relationship. Now, if you ask and I agree to disagree with it, okay, it'll be truly out of respect. That's it. But now, second, third, and fourth round, we gonna have a discussion. Cause I'm dealing with you. You my girl. You ain't no damn body I just met no more. I just met you 6 months ago. Now, 6 months ago, we decided to get together and you said, you ain't gonna have to say it. I'm gonna say we gonna use some protection. Both of us gonna say we using some protection. But 6 months in, baby, that shit over with. You my girl. Cause we see in 6 months.
That's what y'all be thinking.
In 6 months, right?
I'm just listening to a man's point of view.
You damn right. In 6 months, we started out talking. First day we talked about you, me, how many children you got, how many children I got, where you work at, do you have a job, how you support yourself, this, that, and the third, so forth and so on. All of this took place, I'm going to say that first week we talked to each other. But during that first week of us talking to each other, how you feel about being in a relationship? How you feel about doing this and that? Would you take a man around your kids? Y'all women good at saying, I ain't gonna take no man around my kid when I first meet him. Whoop it damn do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Your children should know who you're dealing with day one.
You always say that.
So then we go from there to the second week, third week.
Again,
we talking about sex.
It depends on the type of relationship. You could be in just a situation.
We talking about sex. We talking about sex.
You just talking about just sex?
No, I'm saying in that within those 3 weeks, we having a conversation about sex, baby.
So if you think you done had, okay, so say if I meet this person and we having sex at least the last 3 months. What you call that? That's a situationship. If it's not a commitment, right?
No, you his girl. He your man.
That's not my understanding.
Cause y'all sleeping with each other now.
So you could be sleeping with somebody else, and he could be sleeping with somebody else.
Don't make no difference. You his girl, and he your man. Have you saw it? Did he acknowledge it? Have you acknowledged it? No. So you his girl. It ain't like you said, "Hey man, listen, I'm dating you and 2 more men." Or him saying, "Hey, babe, I'm dating you and 2 more women."
He ain't got to. What if you know? And what if he know? If he know that you're both not exclusive.
That's different. If he know it, but I'm saying we talking about just knowing each other, just meeting each other, having a conversation, and y'all decide to get together. That's a relationship. You are in a relationship. Because there's no way you can tell me that you will sleep with a man that you're not in a relationship with.
Some women do that.
Guess what? But they acknowledge it. Hey, bro, I just want to do my thing and let you do your thing, and we going on about our business. See, that's when the man's supposed to say, hey, baby, listen, I'm gonna leave something on the dresser, or on the floor, or on the bed. However we go, cause he ain't gonna come at me 40 years later and say I took you. You understand? Now he got to protect himself. You understand? So I'm talking relationship wise. If you've been talking to a man for 6 months, there's no way you can say that y'all still friends with benefits. Ain't no way. Because one of y'all taking it deep.
Ooh.
One of y'all feelings done started playing the role, because if feelings hadn't started playing the role, he'd have been gone or she'd have been gone, because ain't nothing happened. You understand? So
I kind of agree with that.
We're not sticking around and we can't stick that in you.
I kind of agree with that. Some type of feelings do get involved.
At
what point do you think a man feelings involved? If he done had sex with you, 3 times?
Nope.
What?
This might come as a shock to you ladies, but a man feelings are involved day one. Trust me when I tell you that. When a man opens himself up to have a conversation with you about him personally, he really likes you. He actually likes you. Trust me, this is a man telling you this. Because if he didn't have no intentions on doing nothing but sleeping with you, he's not going to give you no other conversation but that. Trust me. That's the only conversation you're going to get. And it's going to always be like that until he gets you. But if he has some interest in you, he's going to be a listener more than a talker. Because he has that interest in you. You know, when we let y'all start talking to us about baby dad and ex-boyfriend and, ex-lover and, all that old type of shit, that means you have our interest. That don't mean we just want to sleep with you now. That means we are planning on being with you on some type of level.
Hmm.
Other than that, we don't want to hear that shit about no other man. You think we want to hear about another man and we ain't trying to do nothing but sleep with you too? No, baby. I ain't got no rap like that. I ain't coming to you with no conversation. Hey man, what bill need to be paid, baby? Let's go.
No. See, they ain't doing that. I don't know what day and age that one is.
That's in this day and age, cause see the way they do it now. See, it's a
Wow.
different method to it now.
I'm dang wrong
now-
then, cause I ain't got
now-
that.
Now when a woman wants to test that man strength on being with her conversation gonna always be about a bill. It ain't gonna be about nothing else. She letting you know then what your value in a relationship with her is gonna be about. You have been paid some bills. Cause when that's when you get those women when you have talking to them and you call them and say, hey baby, how you doing? She says, I'm doing okay. How you doing? And you said, would you have a good day today? Yeah, I had a good day today. You have a good day? Yeah, I had one. What you doing later on? I'm a this, that, and the other. And then she say, yeah, cause I gotta pay my light bill. And I can't be doing all this. I can't be going everywhere and doing this, cause I gotta get it. Cause she hoping you say this shit, baby, I'll have to pay the light bill. How much is it? I'll give you something on it. You know what I'm saying? Then you call her, then she give you the chump off and say, well, we can go out the weekend, cause I got to go to work and this, that, and the third, and then the weekend come and she hit you with a nothing. Friday you call and say, well, we still on for the weekend. Yeah, but I'm finna have to go down here and see can I get some money to pay my car note. she rocking your ass, bro. She rocking you.
I ain't had that in a long time.
Rocking.
I guess I'm too independent for that, cause I ain't had nobody paying no bills in a
Yeah.
minute.
What
Well,
is-
I mean, when I was in a relationship, yeah.
Okay.
He
Hey,
good.
man,
he.
that's the conversation now for women.
But what I'm saying is, if I'm not in a monogamous relationship, I don't expect him to pay my bills.
No, that's the conversation of women now. That's
Oh.
the new wave now.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna always talk about something need to be paid.
Oh.
Or they need something. Or they gonna say, you'll get my nail done.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
get my hair
I
done.
say. I know. I would say
Hey,
that.
baby, that's you checking him. That's you checking him. To see how far he'll go with you. That's the test. We know that. We know y'all gonna hit us with that. So if we let y'all go that far, that means we are interested, man.
Okay. Another situation. Now read this.
There you
Just
go.
don't say the name. This is me in the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I said. So I said,
Yeah. Hey, cause it's convenient.
but look at that. It's avoidant and lack of clarity.
Yeah.
On what's your attentions, and then how to go and I'm done with it. Yeah, I ain't gonna let you. The other part gets a little.
Yeah. See, that's my point. It goes from us having that conversation to that.
Okay. So what's your opinion of that?
The interest is there, but they don't know how to show it. They don't know how to show it because they've never had to show it before. You understand? Because
So I'm just
see,
reading everybody wrong.
See the thing is, on those type of notes right there.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you know what type of women he's used to dealing with, because he does it consistently.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So he's dealing with those type of women that I'm speaking on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That every time he talk to them, long as he can give them something, they will give a damn about seeing them anyway, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he's doing what they want him to do. So now that's a part of him. Now he feels like this is what all women want.
Mm.
Until he sees different, and then being made known different, he's gonna have that mentality. You can be the person that breaks him from that mentality. You feel what I'm saying? And it's because you're making him acknowledge the fact that it's about time with you and not money. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
That's just like mothers telling their kids, or fathers telling their kids. Every time I come around you, or every time you go around your father or your mother or whoever, the only thing you want them to do is give, give, give.
Right.
And then some fathers and some mothers get caught into that trap.
Yeah.
And then somebody has to tell the child, it ain't about the money. The money don't mean nothing if they ain't spending time with you.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in relationships. Yeah, you can pay all the bills at home. You can pay the car notes. You can send on trips. You can do all type of shit. But you gotta understand, it's you doing it for her to do it. All right? You ain't went on no trips with her. You ain't spent no time with her, no nothing. Eventually, what you think gonna happen?
She's gonna lose interest.
And then that's when she gonna meet Mr. Big. She gonna meet R. Kelly.
That's true,
Mr.
though.
Big too busy for
I
her.
mean, that's really true, though. That's really true.
Hey man, woman fed up. So if you can't give me the attention in the household, I'll go outside and get it.
That is really, really, really true.
99% true. You gotta spend some time sometime. When you got money in the house and they know they can just grab it and go, what's the convenience for that? What's the convenience? You go buy a car when all you had to do was buy a card. You go put $10,000 on the bed and say go spend it, when you could have just walked in the house with a good Roman noodle meal
And a good movie.
and a good movie,
All right.
and say, baby, we gonna chill tonight.
Exactly.
And have your bottle of cheap ass champagne or something, and y'all drink champagne and not liquor. And then you'll know what's really happening with it, cause that champagne do something to a liquor can't do.
Right.
That champagne gonna make her feel you, brother. That liquor gonna make her want a whole lot of other shit. But put that champagne on her ass. And I suggest sangria or some Southern Home. See, that cheap shit make a royal rock.
See, I don't drink. So I don't drink. So
So put that Southern
I don't
Home
know what to drink.
or
I don't know what he
sangria on
talking
her
about.
ass. Put that sangria on them. Hey man, wine makes women respond different because it makes them feel different. We got to start showing our better halves what their values are in the
Preach.
relationship.
Exactly. And that's different ways. You gotta love.
And it's
You
different
know
ways
what?
to
You gotta
do it.
learn people's love language. That's what they call it.
You got to.
Love language, right?
You know, and you do it by doing spontaneous shit, by doing mindful shit. You know, if you know, I played a song not too long ago by LMA, ain't it? Called Little Things.
Yup.
Hey man, that's true.
It's the little things.
That's true when it come down to home.
It is.
That is true. You know, so I found myself doing a lot, you know, I do a lot of things to make home feel relevant. A lot.
Right.
When I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna make home feel relevant. You know, and it's no secret, it's no shame. You don't supposed to have shame in the household. Because they there with you. They see what's going on. They part of what's going on. So what you got to hide? What you got to feel bad about? What you got to feel shameful about? If you've been with a woman, if you and a woman been living together for more than a week, bruh, she know your ass. You know her ass. Not only do you know it, you know how it smell too. So y'all know each other real good. You know what she eat, make her shit. She know what you eat, make you shit. Cause y'all taking turns in the same bathroom on the same toilet. So what's the hide? What's the hide? It's time to start showing your better half what their value is in the relationship. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly.
How do you suggest showing your value in a relationship?
Me? I show my value. I show the value of my woman in a relationship by catering to her, by letting her know that she is valued. She is the biggest value to me.
Period.
You know, and it's understood because it's explained in the beginning of the relationship. So from that point on, it's just being shown, cause you already know it, and what's what's known don't have to be explained. You know, so it's a matter of you putting forth the effort to show me my value. Cause you already seeing and knowing what your value is. You've been knowing that since day one, since the first day I met you. Because that was part of our conversation when we started talking. That's you get it all out in the beginning.
Oh, I don't know.
So now you ain't gotta try to figure it out later on. You know in the beginning what Big Jeff is about and what he on.
I think I'm the same way. I think I'm really honest up front.
You got to be. I be so honest. I be so honest to the women that I deal with sometimes, man, to where they'll tell me I'm lying. And so that let me know that I'm being successful at what I'm doing. You understand? So, I want you to doubt it. That's what you're supposed to do. Because sometimes people can make shit sound real good and then show different. I don't do that. I don't do that. Because I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm letting you know. So you can pick your poison. If you decide to stay and be a part of it, then that means you done accepted what I have presented to you. And you cool with it. So guess what? The only thing we doing now is living it. Ain't no secret. You know. So sometimes I have dealt with women who had assumptions.
Like what?
Assumptions of who I am, what I do, how I do it, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know, because they doubt what I be done told them about me.
Got it.
And it's expected. You supposed to doubt it. You know, you supposed to feel like, you know, certain things is this, that, and the other, and it's because, and I say this to them, to the woman, because I know you done heard a lot of shit in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear something real, it's gonna be unbelievable to you.
Right.
Until you see it. So I expect that. I expect that mentality. Because, women have the tendency to feel like all men are running game. So I ain't got to lie to you. You gonna think I'm lying anyway. Because that's your mindset about men.
Well, for the most part, no, I don't believe all men lie. I don't believe all men lie. I don't believe all men cheat. But my guy friends, like I got a guy friend that says they do though.
Don't nobody cheat. To me, I don't believe in cheating. If you decide to go outside your relationship and sleep with somebody else, that means you're a grown motherfucker. You did what you wanted to do.
That's cheating though. If you're
You're not playing. So you mean to tell me you're in a 20-year relationship and it's only been about a game?
No, the thing is, if that other person
She
believes,
didn't come from playing games.
if she believes that she's in a monogamous, committed relationship with you, and she believes that you're only with her, and you do something outside of that, then that's cheating.
Cheating comes from playing games. You cheat on people in games. I'm not playing no game with my better half. I'm dead ass serious. So if I decide to go do something, I meant to do it.
Right. That's true.
You meant to do that. That's not a game. You meant to do that.
Right.
Take a revolver, take a 6-shot revolver, and take 5 of the bullets out and leave 1 bullet in and spin the chamber and put it to your head. That's a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not playing a game in my relationship.
Period. Well, that's great because all people aren't like that.
If you go out and mess around and I find out, I'm not gonna say you cheated on me. I'm gonna say, okay, that's how you feel. That's what you wanted to do. You grown. You did it. Mm-hmm. Now, but what I am gonna leave you with is this. I hope you can take the game you playing if you feel like you playing one. Because I can take the game. Now we play on a game.
Uh-oh.
Okay. See it. So you gotta, it's just like playing on a sport.
I mean, that's true though.
It's just like playing on a sport. When you go to the opposing team home, they call it home field advantage.
Right. Don't.
Okay.
It's like this. Don't treat nobody like you wouldn't want to be treated.
Hey man, that's where this phrase this metaphor come from. That you learned when you was in the kindergarten.
Do unto others.
Do unto others as you would have them to do unto your ass.
That's true.
Okay.
So don't have nobody thinking that you're exclusive to them and you know that you're not,
Nobody's exempt. Nobody. Ain't nobody exempt. Nobody.
Now that's playing games with people.
So that's why when you come into a relationship at the beginning of the relationship, you can tell if a person deceiving you or not because it's gonna show. If you being real with them, be real with them and see how fast they deceit show. Believe that it's gonna show. It always does, because deceit is lying. And the only way you're going to keep a lie going is you got to keep lying.
Got to keep telling it. Right.
There you go. So
they say a lie don't care who tell it.
Don't care who tell it. So it's gonna show. Now you know what your value in the relationship is from your better half, cause they showing it.
So what do you think with this current situation that happened with this judge that's married with this police officer allegedly?
He caught her at the right time. She was going through something at home, and she wasn't getting the attention that she desired at home. And the person that she worked with the most gave her the least bit of that type of desire to make her feel like I can do this. So one day she sat back and meditated and said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And she was at home when she made that decision with her better half. And there was something he said
And she was like, that's it.
that made her say, that's my answer. That's the answer I needed from God. And she made herself believe that.
Oh, that's funny.
She went, she tested the water, and she liked it. And the only reason she liked it is because he liked it more than she did, because they was able to get away with it. It ain't had nothing to do with nothing else. Cause you know, once that little spark come out our ass, man, we ain't thinking about your ass no more. Really.
But they said they were in a relationship for 2 years. That's more than just a little spark.
But see, 2 years, no, that's a spark. Cause see,
But you just said earlier.
It's a spark because it's a spark because neither one of them made a decision to say, I'm leaving home to be with you. 2 years now, like you say, 2 years went by. They could have made that decision in 2 years and said, well, we gonna do what's right and free these people by giving them a divorce and we be together. Guess why they weren't gonna never say that?
Why?
Because the convenience wouldn't have been there then. See, they was a convenience to each other. And they was getting away with it. It's just like stealing out of a store. You're going to steal because you're getting away with it. But as soon as you get caught, guess what you're going to say? Damn. If I hadn't did this, I wouldn't have got caught. So now, you know, I got to do it a different way. Because I done got caught doing it the way that I've been doing.
So let me ask you this. As the man, the spouse that was cheated on, do you think that would be humiliating to find out in the public like that with your wife doing behind closed doors?
It's always humiliating to find out that your woman is sleeping with somebody else, whether it's in the public eye or just your eye. It's always humiliating because he could be a man who was being totally faithful. We don't know. Ain't nobody said nothing about him. He hasn't even been acknowledged. So they let you know that by her having a status that she have,
He a judge too.
he's not even a role in this. Yeah, he's a judge, but you haven't heard anything about him.
Like about his response or something?
None of that. His standards or none of that. None of you haven't heard none about him. And to me, he being a player. He being a player. He taking the game. He taking the game that has been played with him. Now, what his reaction is what they need to worry about. What his reaction gonna be. Because he being too quiet. He's being too quiet. Now, 2 reasons why I say he's not responding is because, like I say, he's been a man about the situation, or he's been caught up before.
He knows
He ain't
payback
respecting
time.
the game. Thank you. He ain't respecting the game. One of those two. Some people don't want the public in their business.
Right.
You understand? So either it's like that, or he just done got the trash thrown back in his face. Now they got to make a decision, though. They got to make a decision because eventually somebody gonna get hurt.
Right.
Somebody gonna get hurt. And like I say, just like we saying on the show tonight, he probably was questioning his value in the relationship being shown by his better half, which was his wife. And she showed him his value. So now he don't have to think about it no more. He actually knows his value now. And he may have been questioning himself about that for a while. And God just showed it to him. God freed him. Be careful what you ask God to show you now. And who's to say he wasn't asking God to show him? Because if she did it like that, that means she done did it so many times before. It was too easily done. So it ain't like this is something that just happened one time and they got caught.
Right.
It's done happened multiple times.
But do you think that justify her being impeached? Because there's a senator, or there's a congressman. Let me see what his name is. Andrew something. Hold on.
She should be. It's hard to speak on judges and shit.
Andrew Clyde, Congressman Andrew Clyde. He's writing articles of impeachment to try to impeach her because he says that, according to him, he says her behavior, it
happens in the courthouse. That's disrespecting the Constitution. She disrespected the Constitution.
He said it was severe misconduct, lack of integrity.
She totally violated the Constitution.
So he's writing impeachment articles for her to try to get her impeached. So do you think that justified impeachment, what she did in the chambers?
No, it'll never be justified, because at the end of the day, if she be impeached and be relieved of her duties, it still can happen. You understand? The relationship then end is no different than the DA Fonda Willis. She's going through a lot of shit right now too, and ain't nobody thought about impeaching her. Ain't nobody wrote a letter of impeachment on her, and she's still dealing with her better half. You understand? So, the only difference is she wasn't married and messed around. She violated the oath of office by doing the things she did and then inviting her better half into the picture. So, do that make her better than the judge? Or do that make them equal? To me, they equal.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of them violated the Constitution on the job. They did it on the job. So how that's gonna work? How it gonna work for the geese and don't work for the gander? So it'll never be satisfied. It'll never be a satisfying, wrong. You can't satisfy her wrong. She wrong. She violated the Constitution and she violated the Bible by committing adultery. And he did too. But we don't know what her husband I did to make her go there.
True.
You know, so like we say, three sides to every story.
Mm-hmm.
His, hers, and the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it play out.
I don't know. I just think that we as humans are so quick to judge each other and I don't think everything warrants a punishment, you know. I think she's already humiliated, you know, I know that, and I don't even know the lady, but I don't think everything warrants a punishment. Like,
no, it don't. No, it don't warrant no punishment. But at the same time, what the system is looking at is, here's a woman that sits on a bench and makes a decision on people's lives.
right,
And now she's a defendant.
right. And like they said with Funny, an odor of mendacity or something like that.
There you go. So, you know, these are people who makes decisions on people's lives, man, every day. And has to prove them wrong. But now here they are, people who are proven wrong. And they're not getting punished. Let's make that make sense. When they have the jurisdiction and the authority to punish people themselves.
Right.
We gotta make that make sense. They should get punished too. They shouldn't be treated no different than a civilian, knowing damn what their status is.
Mm-hmm.
They committed a crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing you said about Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, P. Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Other men with a status that they done arrested and sent to prison.
That's true. Because Victor Hill, that was the
Victor
judge
Hill.
that sent him to prison.
Thank you, Victor Hill. He was a member of the law enforcement. Sent him to prison.
Same judge sent him to prison.
Y'all treated him like he was a civilian. Why they can't get the same treatment?
Yeah.
Why?
What you say was good for the what?
He's got to be good for the gander. Got to be. So, you know, we're going to play a clip for y'all tonight. And it's a joking clip, so we're going to put a little humor in the show tonight. You know, since we coming to the end, we're going to put this little humor out here. And I'm going to let Shanita explain this video that she wants to put out, and it's enjoyable. I'm just going to say it like that. It's enjoyable.
Well,
You know.
guys, and you can also see it on my page at Absolute Justice now. I put it on there today. I put, cause me and my friends, we always joke about this video and what we would do. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have like really, 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 really good sex with somebody, it's like shh, and stuff will make you go crazy. You know, what would you do for the D? So we always play this little video with Erykah Badu and Michael Blackson because it's hilarious to me. So I had played that with the information that I put out about the congressman trying to write up articles of impeachment to Judge Eleanor Ross for her alleged behavior. So I had put this video with it too because I just think it's funny. But anyway, guys, we thank you for tuning in tonight. I am Shanita.
And Big Jeff. And this is No Days Off Radio production. Coming to you live for the #1 show in the land.
Nothing but the truth.
And we out. Now y'all check this video out so everybody can have a good weekend. And we love y'all.
Peace.
I ain't doing shit for the dick. Lick for the dick. You bought my window seat for the dick. Hey, fuck it, I eat meat for the dick. Hey. Fight Hurricane Maria for the dick. Ride a missile from Korea for the dick. Hey, let them call me a hoe for the dick. Baby daddy #4 for the dick. Buck a bitch in the head for the dick. Hey, fuck woke, I'm dead for the dick. Suck it down to the bone for the dick. Hey, let him use my phone for the dick. Call me, motor
Not smart for that pussy. Cheat on my wife, Kevin Hart for that pussy. I eat pork for that pussy. Skip court for that pussy. I bleach my skin for that pussy. Fuck a Siamese twins for that pussy. Salute the flag for that pussy. Fuck a bitch on a rag for that pussy. Hey.
Oh my God. Bye, guys. Oh my God. That is so funny to me. I'm so sleepy. I'm going to go home and knock out. I'm wait to show you my new ride. Shut up.
Is everybody? Ooh, that's different.